For you, I mean, from the inside out, how can people truly, make a difference? Or if they want to get involved, where can they look to start that?
And that was the issue that when I was telling you about the structure of Black Lives Greater New York, that we had to address, because we believe that true liberation comes from as a community effort. So we will be, in the next upcoming days, we will be releasing a Black agenda, what we're demanding politically, as well as we're inviting every single person from around the nation to reach out to us. We are easy to reach from Facebook, Twitter, social media, even our websites, messaging, to give you a blueprint on how to organize your own community, how to create a food program, how to run for office, because we need people who think like us in office. So we're giving you a blueprint to liberation, because that is important. But in the interim, with social media, I love it to a sense. I love the fact that hashtagging and sharing a video affects policy. Let's be real about it. If politicians did not see this on the news, if they weren't shamed by the media, and thank you for allowing this important message to be on your platform, the world wouldn't change. This is where we've come now. Like, what happens in social media affects the world. It affects laws. So please keep sharing. And that whole generation, you're talking about Generation Z, I believe it is, I don't think they need any encouragement. This march that I helped organize was actually thought up and founded and made happen by a group. I think the oldest person in the group was probably a sophomore in college. Wow. It was high school students. I'm a little jealous as an older millennial of the next generation, because they are beyond woke. They're woke as fuck. I don't know if we can curse, but they're amazing. These young activists. And there was an environmental activist who I just did a Zoom call with, who was passing legislation. Her rights are more animal rights and environmental rights. Her name is Erin, and she's out of Long Island. She's 14 years old.
Shout out to Erin.
Shout out to Erin, making change. And I'm jealous of their generation, actually. I don't really think they need that much guidance. Maybe I can show them how to organize, or show them where I went wrong and we went wrong in terms of organization. But this new generation is just impressive.
Speaking of organization, what's something that you've learned, you talk about maybe doing things right, the wrong way, from those ways in which you maybe organized in a maybe less efficient manner? What is something that you've learned about organizing?
Our strategies are probably a little militant in terms of, when I can give you back to last Sunday, when I got back from Minneapolis and we organized in the street. The thing is, you need order when you have that many people. So when we lead a march, it's actually in formation. And there are certain strategies, and people have places to employ, not only for the people who are marching with us safety, but for our safety as well. I won't disclose this whole thing to the SRG, who I hate. That's the Strategic Response Group. I yell at them whenever I see them when I'm getting my coffee. I actually live by the courthouse. So it's things like that. It's communication. It's things about keeping people simply safe when they're marching through the streets at intersections. How to chant a certain way so everyone receives your message. Because in that old-timey thing, when you've seen the older activists, who I love, who have led the way, Angela Davis is a hero, but you see some of them who they all like to lock arms and stand in the front and get that picture, because what they're doing is a picture in front of the banner. That's what people want. You can't have your whole team on the banner, because who's keeping the sides and the back of your line safe? So I just try to teach them the messaging and things that I know how to do, and I'm always learning. Everything is a process for me. I actually found out today, I was talking to Johnny, who volunteers. Shout out to Johnny. He told me that it was 8 days of rioting during the civil rights movement before legislation was changed. So I think we're pretty close now.